My friend Dan, he's got a podcast, cause all comics need a podcast, and nobody had a podcast called The Art of Bombing. So Dan went out and bought a tape deck. Who knows why he bought a tape deck? Now podcasts don't get played on tape decks, but Dan is from the 80s. So hey there, all you funny jerks, come talk to Dan about your work. Tell him all about your worst times. It's The Art of Bombing.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Between Bombs, The Art of Bombing mini podcast where we talk comedy tips and tricks. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the electronic press kit, also known as an EPK. But before we get there, quick little shout out to Eternal Confidence for sponsoring us for this last month. If you haven't went and checked their YouTube series out, go do that. There's a link down in the show notes. And I also want to do another little shout out to my Buds podcast that I've been listening to, Hard Day Diaries. It is a great podcast, but I will warn you, it is a heavy podcast because they get deep about real issues that people and real things that basically real hard days that people have went through and how they got through them. So go check that out. That's available anywhere you get podcasts. Go check it out. It's a great podcast. All right, so the electronic press kit, what is it? Well, it is basically a digital kit that has everything a producer or a promoter is going to need to promote you on their show. So that means at the very minimum, you should have a high-res headshot, and it's good to have a couple different options for a promoter. Different kind of flyers require different kinds of headshots. You know, you could do a full headshot like a shoulder up, or you could do a waist up, have a couple different options. You could do black and white, color, etc. You should also have a short bio in your electronic press kit. You can have a long bio, but it should be a short, well-written bio. And those are the things you should have in the kit at the very minimum. Now, another thing you should do is make sure you have this available on a cloud of some sort. I use Google Drive. You can create a folder. You can put your name and then EPK, and then you can make that folder shareable. And when a producer, a promoter asks you for an electronic press kit, or even somebody from the media, all you have to do is send them a shareable link, and everything they need will be in there. Now, those are the two things that I talked about before that are the very minimum that should be in there. You can have other things in your electronic press kit. For example, I have video clips in mine, and I will have a link to my electronic press kit down in the show notes to give you an example of what mine looks like. But I have video clips, and I have short video clips, and I have some video. I think I have some videos that are about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I have videos that are over 30 minutes long. The reason I do that is because I sometimes work with corporate gigs and stuff, and I use that as a reference so that they can see that I'm corporate clean, that I can work squeaky clean. And I also have it in there that it shows that, hey, this comic can do over 30 minutes. Here's a 30-minute video. They probably won't watch it all. That's fine. And then I have little video clips that are maybe one joke that they're probably 30 seconds to a minute long, something that a promoter can grab, download, and then they can use that to do a video if they want. Or they can use that video to promote their show, whatever they want to do. Now, if you're an actor, you can also contain your acting resume. You can have a list of your credits in there. You can even have references. So if you're looking at trying to get work at a club and you need references, it's right there. The nice thing, too, about all this, having this online in a drive, anytime you need this, you can just download it. You can quick go over, attach it to an email if you need to, and send it to whoever you need. Because in the entertainment industry, you're going to have people that are going to ask you about an electronic press kit all the time. You'll have people from the media. You might do, maybe you do an interview for a paper or something or a magazine, and they'll say, hey, do you have an electronic press kit? And then, boom, you'll just send it over, and you'll be good to go. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Between Bombs. Again, use some kind of a cloud folder, Google Drive, the cloud, Microsoft, whatever it is. I honestly don't know. I use Google Drive. That's my preferred choice. So it's free, and you get up to 15 gigs of space. which I don't use a lot of. And with that, you can put up quite a bit of video in that drive. And that's the thing with your video, too, before I forget, is that you should have it in your drive, not on a YouTube video. Because, I mean, you can have your videos on YouTube to use for trying to get booked. But for promo, you want it in the folder so that they can download it and have access to making sure they can edit it. That way, if they need to add it to another video, like say they want to make a longer video and, say they're making a minute commercial and you have a 30-second joke, they can throw that in there because they'll be able to download it. So make sure you do that. And then you can have resume, credits, reference, all that jazz. All right. Again, that's going to do it for this episode of Between Bombs. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this little episode and if you found it useful and you want to contribute financially, you can. You can head over to artofbombingpod.com and leave a donation in the tip jar. But if you really want to help this show, the best way to help is to hit the subscribe button on YouTube or wherever you listen to this podcast and leave a 5-star review. That's what's really going to help us for this show. All right, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode, and remember, stay safe so you can live to love. And next week, our guest will be Nick Hoff, so it's going to be a great episode. Thanks, and have a great day. The Art of Bombing is a Blitz Entertainment production. Hosted and produced by Dan Bublitz Jr., The Art of Bombing intro music was written and performed by John Holt. All other music used in this podcast was under the Creative Commons license. If you would like to help The Art of Bombing, you can do so by subscribing, rating, and reviewing our show on whatever podcast application you use to listen to The Art of Bombing. For previous episodes, blogs, and more, visit artofbombingpod.com. Have a great week, and remember, stay safe so you can live to love.